Hi, I'm Alice and welcome to your practice. Now today we have a really lovely little mellow yoga flow that's perfect just for clearing away all of the stuff, all of the crap, all of the tension and stagnant energy that we just don't need stepping into a new year. We're going to be moving through some soft stretching and some mindful breathing and movements to help you to stretch it out, to shake it off, and to step off the mat feeling like a new person. All you need is your mat, yourself, and a can-do attitude. So when you're ready, let's get going. Okay, we're going to get straight on into it today and start in a downward facing dog. So find your way there. Hands at the top, tuck the toes at the back, and lift the hips. And just starting to massage your heels into the floor. Stretch out into the backs of the calves and into the hamstrings. Sink into your hips. Look from one side to the other. And just starting to drop into your body a little bit. Stretching into all the edges and all those dusty places that you need to just visit today. And then when you're ready, take a big breath in and lift high onto the toes. Lift the heels nice and high. Almost feel a slight concave into your chest, rounding through your spine slightly. Exhale, release into it, drive the heels towards the floor. Inhale, lift the heels nice and high. Feel that draw in of your belly button. Exhale, drive the heels towards the floor. Inhale, lift, round slightly. Belly button to spine. Exhale. And lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. Last one. Nice. And then start to pad your hands back towards your feet. Have a forward fold at the back of the mat. Soften into your knees really generously. And you can grab opposite elbows if you'd like to as well. And just start to shift. Again, opportunity for a bit of free movement just to explore those spaces that have been bugging you, that you need to really stretch out and open into. Shake out the head, yes and no. And then find your breath. Bring your fingertips to the floor. You can bring the hands to the knees and take a lengthen through your spine halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Press the crown of the head forward. Send the seat back and soften into your knees. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let it go. And then rise to stand. Rolling one vertebrae at a time all the way up, stacking them on top of each other. Reach the fingertips nice and high. Take a breath. Exhale, bring the hands through heart space. Again, inhale, sweep the fingertips high. Exhale, this time start to fold forward, send the seat back, send the collarbones forward, soften and crease into your hips, and release. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine, press your crown of the head forward. And then keeping your weight back in your heels, gently start to pad your hands out, as many little steps as you can do with your hands, all the way into your downward facing dog. But really keeping your weight back in your heels and a softness into your knees. Now, it doesn't matter if the heels aren't on the floor, like still find your downward facing dog. But I really want to encourage that sense of weight into the lower body. So driving the chest back towards the thighs, but keep wrapping the armpits in. Traction through your hands. And start to observe your breath. Maybe starting to smooth it out a little bit more. And if you have Ujjayi breath in your practice, that ocean breath, that little restriction in the back of your throat, then you're welcome to bring this into play now. So as you inhale, you just inhale normally. And exhale, have that restriction in the back of your throat. making that ocean-like sound. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Keep the weight back in the heels as much as you can. Last one. And feel free to use your dry breath all through the practice today, if you like using it. So rising high onto the toes, lift the heels nice and high, soften into your knees, and start to tiptoe like we did with the hands, but now with the feet, all the way to the top of the mat. Have the feet maybe slightly wider than hip width, and just fold forward and let it go. Maybe flip onto the backs of the hands. Just letting it go. Shifting side to side, forward and back. Bring the toes alive. Relax into the upper body, thinking about draping your belly over your thighs. And then gently start to roll up one more time. Press into the heels. Engage the glutes, starting to roll up, stacking one vertebrae at a time all the way. Reach the arms up nice and high. This time, exhale, cactus the arms. Open the chest, pull your elbows down, lift your collarbones. Inhale, reach the fingertips nice and high. Exhale, bring the hands through heart space, and again, start to fold all the way forward. Let it go. Inhale, lengthen up halfway, press the crown of the head forward, send the seat back, and then send the left toes back, come into a low lunge and drop the back knee. And just take a little moment. It doesn't need to be a massive low lunge, because I actually want you to think about just stretching forward and shifting back a little bit. So you can think about that front heel lifting, stretching into your Achilles. So it's not just a lunge where we stretch the hips. You can kind of wiggle into all those weird spaces. Take one more breath. And then send it up and back into your pyramid pose. Lift the back knee off, lengthen out the legs. Stay in modified pyramid so the heel is lifted. If you can't reach the floor, then you're welcome to just soften into that front leg. You can soften into the back leg as well. Or you can grab blocks if you've got them nearby. And then just play around with the feet here. Just lifting onto the back toes, lifting the heel high, driving it to the floor, lifting the front toes, grounding. Encouraging a little bit more roll of that left outer thigh down to the floor, lift up through the right sit bone. Good. Take one more breath, draping your belly over your right thigh. Good. Start to re-bend into the front knee, soften into the back knee, into double bent leg lunge. So the back knee is just hovering off the floor. Stabilize through your pelvis, maybe one hand on the front of the belly and one hand on the lower back or on the middle back, just to kind of keep you kind of contained, some sense of containment. Notice if your pelvis is flicking out behind you, if you can keep it nice and underneath you. And then start to extend a little bit through the back leg without flicking the tailbone. So see how far you can go. And you might not be able to straighten the whole way, but we're just encouraging more stretch into the front of the left hip. And then keep the hands on the belly, start to shift your weight forward into your front leg. Rise high onto the back toes and draw the left knee into the chest. One-legged Tadasana. You can keep the hands on the belly. Think your front body is going to your back body and your back body is coming to your front body. One breath. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up high. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the chest. Inhale, sweep the fingertips back up. Exhale, fold forward one more time. Let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. And then step the right leg back. And doesn't need to be a massive lunge, because we want to give ourselves space to drive the left knee all the way over those toes. Keeping it nice and messy. And just exploring all those sticky little places. Those places in the body that you don't get to explore very often. It's almost like the body is like a house, and we always have those rooms or those corners in our house that we just try to ignore, that they get a little bit dusty. We have those drawers that like fill up with loads of crap, and they get a little bit stuffy in there, and we just kind of ignore it. We don't think about it because I'm like, oh, I can't deal with this today. Start to deal with it a little bit today. Think about your body like your house, those dusty corners. And then take it into your pyramid pose. Lengthen out both legs, hands frame the front foot. You can come onto blocks if you'd like. And then play around with a shift of weight in the feet. And the power that's created through the feet, especially that back foot, is so important today as we shift around the mat, as we transition. And then rise into your double bent leg lunge. So dropping the back knee just to hover an inch off the floor. Bring left hand onto the belly and right hand back behind you. And just kind of feel that hug. It's almost like you're popping a corset on, or like a little bodice, just to support you here. So you feel nice and strong through the core. And that kind of tangible feeling of like, it's okay. I got you. Start to extend the back leg a little bit, keeping your pelvis exactly where it is. And then shift your weight forward into the front leg. Send the crown of the head forward and the chest forward, and send the weight onto the front leg, right knee to chest. Find some balance. Inhale here. Exhale. Let it go. Inhale, sweep the fingertips high. Exhale, cactus the arms, start to push the hips forward, squeeze the bum back behind you. Inhale, reach the fingertips back high. Exhale, fold forward and let it go. Inhale, take a halfway lift, fingertips to floor, lengthen out your spine. And then plant your hands and step back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift your right leg nice and high. And squeeze your right heel to your bum, bend the knee and open the hip to the ceiling. Feel free to start to twist through your chest a little bit, look underneath your right armpit. And then find those lifts and lowers of the heel. So there's little heel raises that we took at the beginning. Keep trying to tap your right toes towards the left side of the room. Take one more breath. And then squeeze the knee back to center. Square up, step your right foot to your right thumb. Drop the back knee. Take an inhale, find your low lunge, scoop the tailbone underneath you. This time hips forward, knees stacked over the ankle, like a normal Anjaneyasana, traditional. Exhale, take the hands to the floor, lengthen up the legs, take it into pyramid pose. Inner thighs squeeze together, flick onto the right toes. Take a breath. Drape your belly over your thigh. Bend back into the front leg and shift forward and hover the back knee off the floor. Double bent leg lunge, scoop the tailbone underneath you. Arms reach high, take a breath. Exhale, start to extend the back leg without moving the pelvis. Lean the heart forward and step onto the right leg, left knee into chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, press the left foot forward if you can. I haven't got enough space. But start to press the left foot forward. You can keep the left leg straight if you'd like, or you can bend it, and then start to take the leg out to the side. Keep the height, doesn't matter how high. Start to take the leg out, back behind you, all the way into a hovering half moon. Now you can keep the hands kind of on the belly and contained on the chest, or you can open if you'd like. Maybe a little softness into the right leg. Good, bending, bending, bending. And then getting a little bit deeper into that right leg. Send the left toes back, send the arms forward to counterweight. Coming into warrior two. Good, settle. Dig the heels into the floor, flip the front palm and take it back. Breathe. Start to extend the front leg. Turn the right toes in. And circle your body all the way through and down. Big circle through the middle. All the way to the front of the mat. Frame the front foot. Step the right leg up and back, downward facing dog. Left leg's going to lift. Bend the knee, bring the heel into the bum, and open up the hip. And take a few moments to just lift and lower off of that heel. Maybe starting to look underneath that left armpit. And try to tap the right side of the room. Tap the right side of the room with your left toes. Good. And then square up, left knee to chest, round the spine, step the left foot to left thumb. Drop the back knee. Inhale, find your Anjaneyasana, sweep the fingertips high, scoop the tailbone under. Exhale, take it into your pyramid pose. Fingertips frame the front foot and lengthen out the front leg. Stay high on the back heel. You can always lift the toes towards the face. Rebend into the front knee. Find double bent leg lunge. Soften the knee and hover it off the floor. Firm up the back body. Extend the back leg. And then shift the weight forward into the front leg. Nice and slowly. Without pinging, transition onto that left leg with control. Right knee into chest. And then press the sole of the foot forward. You can do whatever you want to with arms, anything that helps you stay contained and strong. And then start to take the right leg out to the side. You can bend it if you'd like. Think about leaning the chest out as well. So you don't need to, it doesn't need to be like a grand rond de jambe in ballet. You can really start to lean the chest one way as the leg goes the other. And then send it all the way back behind you into your half moon. Pressing the back foot into the back of the room. Ooh. Maybe opening the arms, spiraling through the chest, and reaching the arms wide. Bend deep into the front knee. Reach the right toes back. Reach the left arm and the right arm forward. Warrior two. Take a breath. Settle in. Take the feet into the floor, rip it apart, and take it back, reverse the warrior. Stretch into the left side. Keep reaching energetically through the fingertips. Extend the left leg. Turn the left toes in. And take a nice slow circle. Down the length of that right leg. All the way through the middle. Frame the front foot. Step up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And a breath in. And a breath out. Look up to the top of the mat, rise into the toes, lift the heels high, and then soften into the knees, start to walk, little tiptoe of your feet to the top, and find your way to the floor. Send the legs out in front of you. And start to find your sit bones to the floor. So you can actually grab the flesh of your glutes, your bum, and slide it to the back so you can really wiggle the sit bones into the floor. And from here, we'll just bend the legs up a little bit. So we can hug underneath the knees and also think about draping the belly on the thighs. So you're really drawing the chest towards the knees. And then keeping that connection, see if you can just start to slowly, slowly slide the feet forward. And if you're like me and you're on carpet, or if you've got socks on and you're on hardwood floor, might be quite nice sensation of like sliding. If you've got a really grippy mat, you might have to like pick one foot up at a time. But trying for as long as you can to keep the connection of your belly to your thighs. And if it's only micro movement, that's okay. Just trying to keep a little bit of length in the lower back. And then you can also just soften into the head and let it go. And if you feel like you can keep the shape without the hug underneath the knees, you can maybe take the hands to the feet. Take 3 more breaths. And then gently start to roll your way out of it. Whatever's easiest for you. Bring the legs in. You can have a little hug if you'd like to, just to kind of counter that and rebound. And then find your way into a comfortable seat. So you can grab a pillow, you can sit on a chair, you can stay on the floor, sit on shins, whatever you'd like to. Then start to close the eyes down, soften the gaze, sit nice and tall. And just take a moment to sit in stillness for yourself. Maybe just observing the colours and the shapes in front of your closed eyes. Or observing the breath. And then when you're ready, we'll take a big breath in through the nose. And a big sigh out. Thank you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're feeling a little bit more energized, a little bit lighter, and just a little bit less dusty. If you like this video, then please let me know how you got on in the comments below. I'd really like to hear. And please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell button to be notified of every weekly upload. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day and a rest of your week. And I hope to see you very, very soon. Lots of love.